Okay, now, as most of you know, there is something extremely important that is missing from the model table. That's better. Okay, so enough with the comedy. And yeah, these are our sprues. They're getting less and less in volume. The pieces getting nipped off. I like to keep them in alphabetical order here. Makes them easier to find. For instance, right here we're going to be needing the E and the B sprue. Well, the first one will be the B sprue because we've completely used up the A sprue. Anyway, so it's going to go. Now we've been on the hood here for what, 3-4 months? I'll look it up later. Anyway, I'm noticing that our manual here is starting to get a little bit dog-eared. So I'm thinking that the best thing to do is to try and preserve it as reasonably best as we can here. And we'll do it like this. Okay. There. Alright, so we need, got the B sprue, we need B28. It's just a little box thing. Okay. And I guess I turn it this way to be able to read the numbers. Okay, 28 should be here somewhere. I've got to get the light just right. We'll find it. Okay, B28. It's smaller than I thought it was. I was looking in the right area, but I was looking at these ones over here. Anyway, I know I could try and nip right up against the side of the part here, and then probably not have to do any trimming later. However, I know from experience that would be a mistake, so we'll just take this off right here and trim it later. Now, just in case there's somebody wondering, how is it that I get my lighting adjusted so that you can read the numbers so good? Well, I try to adjust the lighting so that it will cast a shadow, and then the numbers will just sort of jump out at you. Okay, I know that we're not doing this in order, but we need B26 eventually, and we've got the B sprue out here. So we may as well get our B26. We need 2 E37s. And there are 2 E sprues. And again, as long as we got the E sprue out, we may as well get our E57. And it says make 2. C5. Okay, we're getting into the big parts. It's pretty obvious. As for our gun that we're going to be making up here, it looks like all the parts are going to be coming off the G sprue, like G20, G21. So here's 20, here's 21. Now, thanks to one of the viewers, who sent us a link to a computer-generated animated image. Boy, I got that out on the first try. Anyway, thank you for sending us that link, because it shows pretty much what this 50 caliber or 50 100ths of an inch. I wonder if in England they actually called it a 50 caliber, which is half an inch, or did they refer to it as a so and so many millimeter gun? It is just sort of interesting what they called it way back, 100 years ago. It is about 100 years ago when the Hood was built. Okay, so let's get our little parts here. We may as well get our number 21 first, being as it's the handiest. I don't want to be nipping too close here. Okay, now our number 20. I'll just reposition a little bit here. Now, most of you know that I like to every so often slip on the macro lens. Now, what you don't know is that if I don't every so often get to slip it on, I start twitching and have sort of an anxiety attack. That is almost it for our plastic parts, except for the little pieces called G9. And each gun takes 4, and there's 4 guns, so we need 16. And I do believe these represent the magazine. Now, I imagine it's going to be really difficult, at least for me, to trim real close to the edge there and keep these things looking round. So we'll cut these off well back. There's only 4 on each sprue, but there are 4 sprues. So we will get our 16 pieces. Whoops! Oh! It bounced towards me, hit my shirt, and bounced back on the table. That was lucky. The carpet monster would have eaten that for sure. Now, another thing I'm going to have to watch is that when I do fasten it, that I don't use so much extra thin that it dissolves the part and it loses its shape. Now, you know me and extra thin. I put it on with a fire hose. Well, we'll try not to this time. Okay, I did get the remaining 12 without losing any. And you can see here from the size of Mr. T's poking device in relationship to them just how incredibly small these really are. As far as I can see, we've got all our plastic parts, and we just need the photo etch pieces now. And we may as well start at the top here and work our way down. And this part right here looks like it needs a ladder, which goes probably from the deck up to this opening on the back. I can well imagine that's probably going to be about the last thing I put on. I'll probably use the brass black again to blacken it. At least that's the plan. Okay, let's get our pieces here. We need a piece that looks like a horseshoe and a ladder. Now, we will be putting the macro lens on in a minute here and zooming in. But when I was looking at B20 here, I was thinking that's the first time I've seen a ladder that has a rung at the very top. And then I noticed, and you should be able to see it too, that it's actually supposed to be bent. There's a couple of little detents there, or indentations. Don't want to poke at it and break it. Anyway, let's get the macro lens on and see if we can carefully get this off. Okay, we'll try and do this back one first here. I'm calling it the back one because it's closest to the camera. And I'm probably going to be tipping this up in your field of view here. Okay, am I up against the ladder? I think so. Now, compared to this ladder that we just took off, our horseshoe part is quite a bit bigger. And it's only held on by 3 tabs. I don't think I'll use the macro lens on this one. I think we'll just nip it off the way it is. Okay, there we go. Be interesting to see if we can get that on without bending it. Okay, we need 2 pieces called a D58. I know it's a little hard to read there because it's kind of painted over, but it does say 58. Now, I'm wondering if having painted it with the Tamiya XF paint was a bad idea, because this does seem to rub off really easily. Look at that. Yeah, it was not a good idea. Alright. Now, once again, oh yeah, notice right here, it just scraped off so easy. And the last one. Sorry if I'm getting my fingers in your way here and you can't see. Oh, it slipped on the plexiglass. Oh, did I bend it? Yes, I did. Oh, well, it is straightenable. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see if I can do a better job on the other one. Yeah. You can see here where the, looks like the tab sort of let go. Yeah, the tab let go from right here instead of cutting off. Okay, like that. Yeah, I should have held my cutter differently. That was so stupid. Okay, I did straighten it out. I'll show it to you after. This one here, I'm going to do it differently. You notice I got the 58 upside down this time. And what I'm going to do is, when I go to cut the other tabs, I'll just turn it the other way. Because I'm able to hold the cutter at an angle that's very comfortable for me. That come through? Yeah, I guess it did. Okay, let's just turn this thing around now. Well, let's get the other one here and I'll show you how I fixed it. Well, is it perfect? No, it's not. But it's it's pretty straight. This is the area up here where we had our little fiasco. Yeah, it's going to be all right. Every once in a while I'll take a wide shot like this just so that we can keep everything in perspective here. Now we need 4 pieces called D51. That's these right here. Now when I slip the macro lens on and we zoom right in, these little tiny circular things here are, I believe, gun sights. And you're going to be wondering how will I be able to, bend these without busting them off, because the little, well, I'll just put the macro lens on, we'll talk about it then. Alright, now, this is the part I was talking about right here that is so fragile. It has to be bent, you can see it has to be bent here, and then here, anyway. Okay, now these other 2 tabs, I'm not going to try and do it with it the way it is. I'm going to turn it around again. Okay, there are only 2 of these on each sheet. Very careful now. Oh, wait a minute. I missed these here on the end. I didn't see those. They were so small. Uh-oh. Can you still see it, or did I move it out of your field of view? I'm scared to look. Alright. Now, just gonna lick my finger here. I know that there's this COVID thing going on. You're not supposed to lick your finger, but I'm the only one in the house here. There. Alright, you know what? I gotta wind it up for today, folks. Thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.